Yes, sir. It took them 3 years in Bosnia to take an action, and it almost more than 1 year in Kosovo to interfere. Like to add it?
Well, just on the point you make about talking about it is a very important one. When I speak about my experience as a forensic technician, I talk about a genocide that happened, well, it was the first to happen in Europe after the Second World War. And before what's going on in Ukraine and Palestine and in other parts of the world, I had a naive hope that that I would get a message across to some people that it should never happen again. And of course, that was naive of me. It just hasn't happened. But all we can do, I mean, I play a tiny part in helping people remember what happened and to learn those lessons. As you mentioned about hate crime and about other kinds of traumatic events that happen to people's lives, and leading up to, of course, what's happening in war zones throughout the world, and in particular what's happening in Gaza. And it saddens me greatly to have to, when speaking about something that happened 30 years ago, to be in a position where I can say that in many parts of the world, and many people, especially politicians, have not learned those lessons. But all we can do is to continue to plug away and remind people about the horrors that's happened in the past, as well as those that are happening now. And perhaps one day we can help prevent it happening again. But I'm not very optimistic, Dr. Eman, I'm afraid. It's a very sad world that we live in, but we mustn't stop talking about it. People like yourself, like myself in a very small way, speaking to people, to students, to other members of the public online and in their presence. We can only do what we can do, and that's really as much as I, as a former technician, can do. I'm afraid. I wish I could do more.
Inshallah, we can do whatever we could do, and I'd like to summarize that today evidence is clear in public, and massacres are live. Even the denial is loud. We will not normalize with genocide. You, me, you as a viewer, you as Mr. Robert McNeil, me as Eman Tahawy. All of us will not be silent. We will speak up and we will continue. We will not normalize with what is going on in Gaza, whether you call it a genocide or not a genocide, between the evidence, between the intent to kill, up to the denial. The genocide should stop, and the process of arming the perpetrators should stop, because this is a process of killing. We will try to understand. We will try to tell the audience, speak up with us, and we shall never be silent at all.